Hey everybody, welcome to TradeScope. My name is Luis Garcia. I'm a part-time trader, and this is my weekly recap where I talk about all the stocks that I've been trading lately. Before I get started, I gotta let you know that this video is not for financial advice and it is only meant to be taken for educational purposes. With that, let's get started because I had a week very similar to last week, so it was a quick week. Let's get SYM off the screen and let's talk about ALUR. So I traded this yesterday morning on Friday. I did trade it long, even though you could see by this big red candle that it was probably not the best way to trade it. However, I was looking at it pre-market when it was still going up. So let's take a look at what happened here. I log into my scanners about 7:30 pre-market. I'm watching. I got distracted by some things, so I was really watching for this first break over 11.77 to see really if it could break $12, right? So I see it happening right around here. I missed my entry, which, man, it would have been a great entry because I was planning on taking 300 shares at $11, and then it immediately pops up within the next 3 minutes all the way to a high of almost $15. So that would have been 300 times 4, let's say that would have been a $1,200 winner in 3 minutes. That would have been such a great winner. But c'est la vie, that's not what happened. Goes higher without me. I go for my morning workout, come back, and had to do some other things. So I'm kind of watching it throughout the morning, watching it. And then I notice it starting to pop up to 20 again, trying to hit 20 again. So I'm trying to find where that was. I believe it was right here. No, I think it was around 9 o'clock. Yeah, it was definitely around 9 o'clock. So right around 9 o'clock, I see this thing trying to break out again. MACD looks good. RSI looks good. It's curling up. Okay, maybe it's going for 20 again. So I get in, I think I was in around 1780, 1774, something like that. And I was just looking for a pop to 1994 because in my experience, this is a low floater. I think it was like 1.8 mil in the float. Already up like almost 200% on the day. I'm not looking to hold this over 20. I've seen a lot of stocks like this break out and get stalled at 20, right? And once they're kind of floating this high, it's so easy to get in with like just 100 shares and just watch that 100 shares, watch the share price drop $1 after $1 after $1. Next thing you know, you're down $1,000 because it's dropped $10. And if you see at the open, that's exactly what it did, right? So what I'm trying to do is avoid that. And so that's why I just looked for $2 and that was it. So I was trying to get out at 1980. I ended up getting out a little bit under that because I see it struggling around 1950. So I hit the sell and I got out, I think it was like 1920, something like that. Anyways, I made about $360 in a couple minutes. I'm happy with that. That was my profit for the week, the only trade for the week. And as you can see, it just absolutely tumbled at the open. Let me see if I could find something to doodle here with. Just tumbled, boom, right at the open. It opened at around 1750, and it immediately dropped all the way down to $10. So whoever was stuck in that, man, I feel bad for any bag holders in there. Sorry about that. I had to plug in my computer. Don't want the battery to die while I'm in the middle of a video. So anyways, that was my trade for yesterday. We'll talk a little bit about some of the other things on my watch list. Let's go back to SYM because this is another one that I'm looking to get out of soon. We'll take a look at the daily chart. As you can see, it's broken out of the channel I was talking about last time I talked about this stock. I think this was during one of my deep dives. So I was talking about these two channels, right? Can it break out of this channel? And if it does, here's the next resistance of this channel. And then can it get back into this channel here? This would be like the sweet spot, so above 40. I'm still not convinced that that's going to happen in my time horizon. I think it will happen eventually, but I don't want to hold this stock forever. So let's take a look at maybe some possible exit ideas. First of all, what's great about this? So it's over the 200 again. That's great. Why is it over the 200 again? Well, I think it was this week or maybe last week. It gaps up on some news. The news is that Walmart has sold it all its rights to all its like online selling and delivery systems, right? So that means that SYM is going to handle all the robotics and design behind all of that stuff. So that's great news for SYM shareholders. That's also great news for the company because that's like billions of dollars in revenue right there. Price target maintained with $10 a share. That wasn't a good news statement, but I saw one news release came out where it said that it had a price target of $60 with some analytics firm. I forget which one it was. Here's one for $41. Here's $35, $41, $35 to $41. So yeah, as you can see, that's kind of my target range, is right above 40. If it can get back above 40 and somewhere in this range here, that's my ideal sweet spot to get out of. That's my exit. That's my exit strategy. Price target. So right now, I believe I'm holding 200 shares. They're priced at about $31.79. If I can get out at $41.79, that's a $2,000 winner. More than happy with that. But again, we'll see. Maybe it'll get in the 50s. Maybe it'll get higher into the 40s, and that's great too. And that's kind of what's going on with SYM. One thing I did want to mention about ALUR, if we go back to this real quick. Something I forgot to mention. The news. So why was the stock up over 200%? How did I find this stock? Well, it was on my pre-market scanner, and it was up, I believe, over 200% at that point, if not close to 200%. And why was it up? Well, the reason it was up is because there was some rumblings of this news. Let's see, DJ ALUR shares rise 68% after weight loss study news. So it was a weight loss study. Thursday's after hour markets, the company's shares had risen 68% to trade at $6.24. Volume in the late session topped 4.3 million shares. Finished the day's regular session with a 21% gain at 370. ALUR said it planned to study GLP-1 agonists in combination with its ALUR program. The company said previous studies in patients undergoing GLP-1 therapy showed reductions in lean mass as part of the overall weight loss. ALUR added previous studies of patients treated with the ALUR balloon in combination with the ALUR virtual care suite demonstrated outcomes in which patients lose weight while maintaining and in some cases increasing muscle mass. So that is pretty big news for these people. So you can see, like the news article was saying, it gapped up in the after hours and kind of held that level and then went even higher the next day. So if you were in down here, that would have been a really, great entry point if you could have gotten in right there. Even if you could have gotten in right here and ridden it higher up to here, that would have been, again, just a great entry point. But yeah, so these are the things that I look for. It's a low float. A lot of the times they are pharmaceutical companies. Not all the time. Sometimes it's AI. Sometimes it's robotics. Sometimes it's nuclear. Sometimes energy. It could be really any sector. But I will say that this sector, the healthcare sector, the biopharm sector, is the one that's most well known for its offerings, right? And that's what happened here. If you see 23 hours ago, ALUR to raise approximately $7.4 million of gross proceeds in offering priced at the market. So they released, they saw they tripled their value overnight, and they decided we're going to release an offering and screw our shareholders, right? And that's what happened, and that's why the price dropped, and unfortunately never recovered. Maybe it'll come back higher at some point, but that it is what it is, right? Same thing happened with, I actually unfortunately got stuck in this one, INTZ. I do like how it handled its offerings though. As you can see, I have some doodles here. So this is an example of one that didn't go so great with me. Streeterville Capital reports 9.8% stake in Intrusion. They're a cybersecurity firm, so a little different. That's kind of one of the reasons why I've decided to hold them. They're not the classic pump and dump biofarm. And yeah, you can see it's kind of holding its gap up over the 200 moving average. Made it all the way to about 750, and now it's way back down to $2, right where it was when it first gapped up. So I think my average is right here at this green line, and I'm looking for profit target over here. You can see it's got a lot of room to cover. So will it get there? Who knows? I might have to start. Offloading my position in this stock, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. Maybe it'll catch some more news, and it's a low float stock. It really hasn't had much of an offering. The way they did the offering was very different, and I think maybe there's a chance for a second wind here, and we'll see. But yeah, that's everything that I got for this week. Short week, quick week, profit of $360. I'm very happy with it. Let me know what you guys are trading down in the comments. Let me know if you like the videos that I'm posting, if you'd like to see more of the technical aspect of things, if you'd like to see how I'm looking for stocks, anything you'd like to see me talk about, I'm glad to cover in more videos to come. I have my deep dive series. I got to remember to link it down into the description. I know that I've said that in the past and I didn't put the link in, so I'm going to work on that today. And thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys next week.